supposed to be calling? Am I supposed to be calling in right now?
Yes, call into the show.
Yeah, call in. Hurry up, Harry.
539-9797.
And tell me you're on the show.
Yeah, and we got Harry calling in, Berberian calling in.
Good. How you doing?
I still want to be clear.
Your host, Harvey Freed. We got our Zoom panel out there. Harry Glanz is out there for sure.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today?
All right, Harry, there you are. We have another Harry Berberian from Keller Williams, along with James Silver and the Silver team. Good morning, gentlemen. You guys are there?
Good morning. How is everyone?
All right, we're gonna figure. We always have our little bit of a technical thing right at the beginning. We'll get them all ironed out for you. It's 1 hour of the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. You can call in the show with your questions. 248-539-9797. That echo's killing me a little bit, but we'll figure it all out. These guys are some hard working real estate guys. And you know, James, when I called you the other day and said, who's working hard? You said Harry's been hitting the phones nonstop. People are listing their homes, getting ready to list their homes, and a lot of buyers are preparing for home ownership. Give me that vibe and how you guys have been sort of getting around this virus and how you guys have still been really in the trenches working hard.
Yeah, the echoes, I'm going to have to get used to that for a second, so bear with me. But definitely, Harry's an ISA on my team. For the public who doesn't know what that is, that's an inside sales agent. He, contacts for sale by owners, expireds, people possibly looking to sell, contacts them, tries to set up an appointment, sells them on, myself and team. And, we're, hitting the phones and, calling people more than ever right now. So, people are still looking to sell. We just have to kind of change, the way we're going about the sales process. So we'll probably get into that a little bit more. But go ahead. No, the echo's driving me crazy here.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty tough. Hey, you guys, try lowering the, maybe lower the volume down on your phone. Would that work? Just a little? All right, there you go.
That's better. So, gentlemen, my question to you is, now that the governor's extended her order on your business through May 15th, what are you going to continue to do to go ahead and market and sell houses? Because the spring is here, the nice weather's coming, and we've got to get people out and about to still buy houses, because we're still closing mortgage transactions, purchases, and refinances. What are you guys going to do? Because she just imposed another 15 days on her original order. What are we doing?
I mean, honestly, we're just going to be doing the same thing that we've been doing the last 30 days. So I thought that May 1, we'd be able to, maybe hit the ground running. But we're going to push off everything that we were going to start doing May 1 to May 15th now. As far as, the sales, like I said a few minutes ago, we just start changing the way we're doing it. We're, using some old photos. We're asking maybe some agents who probably had it previously listed. We're asking for those. We're maybe offering some, money, to utilize them. We're running them through our programs. We've even asked sellers to take a few photos, and then we're doing our best with what we can, do at the time. We're trying to, obviously, stay away from people, at this time, not go into the homes, listen to what the governor, wants and is asking for as far as social distancing. But, saying that, they're sorry. This is the echoes driving me crazy.
No, I know. Hey, James, see if lowering your cell phone volume would work. Hey, we're doing our best we can here. Hey, you know what? It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate
You guys
Business
still
Show.
hear
And we
me?
got the real estate experts on from Troy at the Keller Williams office, Somerset.
Yeah,
James Burberry. He's going to jump in.
Yeah,
Hey,
and to add
no
to what
doubt about it. The real estate experts believe that the values are really stable. There's no fire sales out there, Harry. There's less buyers out there right now, but we're looking for this really strong summer. How do people set them up? I mean, there's less listings right now, 42% less than last year. Is it better to list your house, or why would you wait?
Why?
yeah,
I don't think you should wait. I want to hear from the other Harry. Harry, it's
Yeah.
usually
Yeah,
you
I
have two Harrys on one show.
Harry B.
so basically, the James Silver team, I'm his ISA. We've never stopped working since this slowdown, and we've been going relentlessly forward. We're kind of bucking the trend. I see a lot of confidence in the market, believe it or not. Especially, I call a lot of for sale by owners, and I see a lot of them still listing their homes. It's not going down. I see them going pending within a reasonable amount of time. So it's really perception. If you let the fear get to you, sure, you'll go down, but it's like 2008 all over again in some respects. You just have to, those that are strong, keep moving forward. So everything obviously is just going virtual. We are just getting everyone's ducks in a row. That's pretty much our pitch, to get them prepared for now, May 15th. And they like that approach. It gives the for sale by owners especially some time to sell it on their own initially, but then we swoop in and take over. So I think it's going to work to our advantage that there's an extension, especially in the realm of for sale by owners, which I'm specialized in getting their properties to list.
Yeah, Harry and James, I'm telling you this, and this is my philosophy and my thought process right now. What this is creating, it's creating a pent-up demand for housing. And people haven't been able to go into houses like they would. They're shopping online. They're doing everything online. But I believe on May 15th, she's going to lift the order with some restrictions. And again, I have no inside information on this. I do not profess to have any connections whatsoever. But I believe that people are going to be allowed to go in moderation and go ahead and take a look. And you're going to see, in our area specifically, the home buying market come back, because we started off the year on a very, very high note. You guys were really busy. We were really busy. And the real estate market was going. So this has been put on pause for a little bit. And now we're going to come back strong. That's how I see it.
It has. Oh, I was just going to say the market, we still are writing contracts right now. Basically, the agents are writing the contracts and they're putting it subject to the appraisal, or not appraisal, inspection. And then the inspector's meeting the buyer out at the property without the agent. And then they're going through the home. Some of the inspectors are charging a lesser amount for the inspection to just do a general walkthrough at first. If the buyer wants to move forward with the full inspection, then they'll pay the full amount. So there's still real estate transactions happening. It's just done in a different manner. So it's all about adapting right now. There's a lot of people that are going to wait until the May 15th date and, have all those ready to go in your pipeline. So as soon as that happens, you can, hit the ground running. But as far as right now, there's still real estate transactions happening. Just, like I said, you just have to do it in a different way.
James, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a lot of families out there that already have new construction projects going on. Their plans were to sell their homes this spring and then, of course, move in this summer. They don't want to delay their plans. And like you said, you can really hit the ground running and continue this momentum. Set up if you're on the selling and buying side, then it's really nice to have your ducks in a row and ready to go. But there's a lot of uncertainty out there. And boy, especially if you're thinking about selling your house, get this professional team involved. And again, I want to reach out to anyone listening, 248-539-9797. Give us a call. Let us get you set up and really hear from real expert real estate professionals in the area that can help motivate you, get your house listed on the market. And they've already adapted to, like you said, appraisers have adapted, but we have appraisals that are getting done. Full appraisals are being done, interior, exterior.
They're doing drive-bys.
Home inspection. Same with home inspection. So there might be some negotiations out there with your home inspection company. And again, maybe giving that opportunity to get back out into the house after May 15th. So some flexibility on the purchase agreements.
Yep. So basically, everyone's allowed in at this time, except basically the real estate agent. So, you know, you can call agents. You can ask for virtual tours, videos. You can ask for, you know, the someone to allow, you know, and let the buyer in. So you just, like I said, you got to just figure it out. So.
Yeah, given the size and scope of the unemployment figures, it's really become an issue. There's definitely some mortgage servicers out there and investors have been really concerned about late payments. And again, if you're out there and you're thinking where you can't make your payment, definitely reach out. We want to tell everyone, reach out and talk to your lender specifically. You guys got that background noise kind of? Yeah, make sure you talk to your lender and find out whether or not you can do a forbearance plan. All right. Are we up against a quickie? All right, 248-539-9797. We promise to get all these technical issues squared away. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'll be right back. sun is shining. Not such a bad day here in Southeast Michigan. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, that's what we do here on the show. 248-539-9797. Got some great real estate agents on the line with us. Harry Barbarian, James Silver, the Silver team out there, Keller Williams and Troy, the Somerset office. You guys are always grinders out there getting people set up. Harry, I know you make a lot of calls to a lot of for sale by owners. Yeah, everyone wants to sell their house for sale by owner, but we so often hear on the show how it doesn't benefit. You don't get as much out of your house. You don't have professionals handling the negotiations. And a lot of times you're just not netting as much as you can out of the sale of your house. Can you talk to me a little bit about that, what you find mostly about for sale by owners and why they should hurry up and convert over?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, prices are holding firm for the last 3 months. So, and interest rates are low. So, and plus the James Silver team has an advantage because we have specialized in our comprehensive marketing strategy on the internet. And that's where most of the activity is going, where 80-90% of all of our activity is going, because we're all quarantined. So the thing is, we're specialized in that area. So basically, the prices are still holding firm. So this is still a good time to be on the market and sell your for sale by owner right now, and then matching that with our incredibly comprehensive marketing strategy. The Silver team has an advantage to just working Zillow or the MLS, because we go way beyond that.
James, one of the things I know out there too with families is, they're a little apprehensive about getting the bottom line. If I sign and I get my house, so where do I move? Because they don't have that opportunity now to get out there. So sort of the sellers right now have the upper hand because they can move forward and get their house sold, but they really can't get out like they used to. So they're just a little bit more apprehensive. I always wanted to talk about the flexibility on purchase agreements. These purchase agreements, although they're generally a standard purchase agreement, you can cross out things. There's a whole paragraph. You can do addendums to the purchase agreement. There's a lot of sections where you can add great language to protect all parties in a purchase or a purchase or the sale of the home.
Yeah, there's many ways to go about it right now. There's basically addendums that have been put into place that's basically stipulate as soon as the governor lifts the ban, that all the contingency timeframes, start at that point. But again, like I said, some of the agents, are just doing getting the deal locked up now, doing the inspection. With the buyer, they're going out to the home now because they are essential workers and they are able to go out to the property. So that's going to be definitely a stronger offer, but I understand, people wanting to see the home. Most agents, out there I have seen, in the last few weeks are adapting to getting videos done. Even if obviously you can't go out to the home. But yesterday, it's a lease I have in Rochester, a higher end, $4,000 a month lease. The current tenant that's there, he shot me a video, went around the house. He sent it.
Oh, nice.
Four separate videos with his iPhone. And then I sent it to my girl, and she's putting it all together, putting the music, editing it. And we're just working with what we can, I mean, not everything's going to be perfect right now, but it's just all about putting your best foot forward. And that's all you can do, and until everything's lifted.
Yeah. So Harvey, that's a great segue. Harvey, that's a great segue. James and Harry, I get paid to ask the very tough questions. So now here's the question for you guys. It's a tough question, and I expect you to answer it. Right now, we're sitting in a situation that is unprecedented in our times. Okay. Now we have purchase agreements that are written, and just hypothetically, let's just say coming up, we have a purchase agreement that says we must close on April 28th, 2020. What's magic about April 28th? What if we close it on April 29th? What if we close on April 30th? Is there anything magic about closing on the 28th as long as we have a willing buyer and seller? Because there are things that are going on right now that might slow down the process a little bit. Maybe the inspector didn't get out there in time. Maybe that we had to check with 2 or 3 appraisers to see if they'll get into that property. That's taking the appraiser a little bit longer. So if we have to ask you, listen, hey, we need a week extension. Is that a problem? I mean, should we be getting any grief from the real estate community? I know it's a tough question. Help me out.
Most people are working together here. Everyone understands, this is a pandemic, and I mean, there's only so much that all of us can do. I haven't really seen anyone, basically say, "Hey, you need to meet this date or else." I mean, everyone's kind of, in this together, and from what I've seen, we're all just doing it. So
I love it. That can be really the only answer, Harvey. That can be the only answer anybody can possibly give. And like I said, don't blame Harvey for the question. Anybody wants to blame me, give me a call. 1-800-LOW-RATE, 248-569-7283. I'll take all your tough questions because we are all working together now. I am seeing people do things that this pandemic, if there's a silver lining, more people are coming together to help people out than I've ever seen. And we're happy to be part of it. And that's what we want to hear. I'm not saying we have to have a lot of extensions. We've been blessed. We haven't seen it. What I'm just saying is I can foresee it coming up with this extended stay-at-home order through the 15th. So that's the first time I asked that question in the last 45 days. So thank you very much for that solid answer.
There you go. Hey, if you're just tuning into us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're open all week at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Catch us all weekend. Also here live on the radio show, 248-539-9797. Yes, we know we have some technical problems. Want to appreciate everyone and thank everyone for hanging in there with us as we iron things out. Trying to make it a little bit more, we all can't come in the studio now. And as we talk about even the radio show and being flexible, it's the same thing that we're feeling out there in the real estate community as the real estate agents, the title companies, the lenders, everyone comes together, appraisals and inspections. There's just so many moving parts. And this time of the year, as everyone's talking about the kids graduating at 2020, whether you have loved ones, friends and family, of course, graduating high school or maybe the big college graduation. It's really interesting this time. You might be buying a house and sort of the idea of home ownership is like a 4-year college degree, but you got to do it all instead of in 4 years. You got to figure it all out within 30 days. And we talk often about how important it is to have a good team behind you because, again, so many moving parts. I just talked about 5 different industries involved in your purchase. So you can imagine having a real home professional team behind you, whether it be your lender and your real estate agent and, of course, your inspection and everyone else involved. They all come together to make it really fun and exciting. So a little salute out there to the 2020 graduates and all the new home buyers that are going to be going out there. Harry, the fundamentals are the same. Gentlemen, everyone listening, the fundamentals are the same of home ownership, but some things changed recently in the lending world because of the pandemic. And one of the major things was the credit score component. So if you have a pre-approval, if you're a listing agent, a real estate agent, and you're looking at old pre-approval letters, you must reach out to those lenders because we know 1000% that things have changed and you want to update those approval letters. That way you have a really nice transaction, a win-win for all parties involved. Again, we're taking your calls here. It's 923-248-539-9797. Gentlemen, talk to me a little bit about, and we dropped down it a little bit, the prices have been just hanging in there. This pandemic of, 6 or 7 weeks so far, 8 weeks, hasn't scared off anyone. Prices haven't come down because I think we all feel like maybe in another, again, after May 15th, things at least start moving towards where we can get back to a normal situation.
Yeah, I mean, I was, an agent back in 2008, 9, 10. When we, saw, a downturn in the economy before. I mean, this is definitely a lot different. I mean, the economy and the housing market was the best I've ever seen, and I've been doing this 22 years before this all happened. And you're stating, I don't see the prices have come down yet. If anything, there might be a pent up demand, and everyone that's been looking for the last 2 or 3 months or been on hold, they're going to all jump in as soon as this is lifted. All these realtors are going to just hit the ground running with a list of 10, 15 buyers, 10, 15 sellers ready to go, and I think there might, probably most likely going to be a pent up demand. A lot of people, that, are purchasing homes still haven't lost, their job, are still getting their paychecks.
Right.
Pretty much everyone, that I'm talking to is just, they're working from home. There hasn't been, a hiccup in their employment. So as soon as everything is, lifted, I do think, that prices most likely, will go up. So if you can lock something up right now and get, a deal, I would say do it, you know, and then if you have 10, 15 days, let's say after everything's lifted, you can, make a decision, then, if you want to still move forward. But I mean, if you can lock up a transaction right now, get in with these low interest rates, I mean, who knows where these rates are going to go? So I would take advantage, of this situation.
Yeah, we really hope we're set up for a great summer here. And again, things could not have been better. Just the day before, all of this sort of
Mhm.
started coming forward. And again, we saw back in the end of February, early March, it just kept spiraling and spiraling. And here we are with this. I think like is again, James, pent up demand. Yeah, 42% less listings out there in the marketplace. So when things do really, let's just call it June 1st, it's just going to be gangbusters. The kids aren't out of school on June 15th. They're already out of school.
Mhm.
So that's going to be another reason why, as soon as we get around the corner here, we think that pent up demand is really going to kick in. All right. Keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We'd love to hear from you. Taking all your calls. 248 539 9797. We'll be right back. Estate Business Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. You can reach us at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker all week long. We are powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 2289. Again, one of the top lenders in the country, right here in your own backyard in Southeast Michigan. We have been taking calls. We've been helping many families. Becky Alley's on the phone. She handles a lot of our families across Southeast Michigan. And back with these low interest rates and some folks out of there's no doubt that a lot of cash out refinances have been hitting the books. Families are saving a ton of money right now. What a great opportunity out there to consolidate a lot of your debt with these low rates.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good time. Before all this craziness happened, obviously we are at home equity at all-time highs. So a lot of people are still taking advantage of it. Rates are now starting to settle down. So if you're in that boat and you need to save some money, especially because maybe we're temporary, your pay was temporarily cut, you need to give us a call because I think it's going to make a lot of sense for you right now.
Right. A lot of opportunities out there. We always talk about the fact that rates are down. And the reason why rates are down, of course, is because of a lot of the things that have been going on in the economy. But it's your opportunity right now. All right, different reasons to refinance, Becky. Families that bought and put 5, 10, or even 15% down in the last couple of years, they now have 20% equity. And a lot of times when we do these refinances, we don't even require the appraisals because that zip code, it shows it's an old Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan. And another reason why you shouldn't be going to credit unions, you should be dealing with lenders. That way you can really save a lot of money when you're dealing with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac products.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything that, we can do, the lending industry, I mean, they tightened up some things to make the files and the loans stronger. But at the same time, if you, like Harry or Harvey was saying, if you did buy a house within the last couple of years, chances are that we can get you out of that PMI. And even if you're not right there still are other ways to get you out of PMI. But most people right now are looking at equity if they purchased within the last 3-5 years.
We all run into so many first-time home buyers that we worked with just in the last handful of years. And I know when families are calling me, I get the feeling that they didn't have a professional team. Not everybody, but yes, maybe they didn't. They had that brand new or even an old agent who didn't share a lot of information. The communication wasn't what it needs to be. So there's some apprehension for families. I know I'm talking to a lot of first-time home buyers who just bought in the last 2 or 3 years, refinance. They didn't know what the purchase was. So refinancing is a little scary and just getting to that first step. So I want to tell anyone out there, make that phone call. Yeah, there's no obligations. You can call Capital Mortgage, Harry. At any time, you can call us at the office, and we'll walk you through things. We really like just helping people in that fashion.
Yeah, just one other last thing to touch on that is a refinance is totally different experience than a purchase. A purchase, you got a lot of people involved, you got other parties, you got a lot of pressure to meet certain guidelines and certain deadlines. On a refinance, it's me and you, or you and Harvey, or you and whoever at Capital Mortgage Funding. We're literally walking you through the process. There's no pressure. Number one, we got to make sure it makes sense. But for example, I probably have 5 or 6 right now that bought within the last year, and we're looking at PMI, and it makes sense. The rates are lower. It's going to make sense for them to move forward in the future, right now. And before we got to that point, they know that it's just me and them, and it's 30 days. Let's go.
Hey, a little warning out there to all the families out there too. Again, if you bought a house and you want it to go up in value, well, that's great. We all do. And James Silver will tell you, but also those property taxes come along with a little bit higher appraised value. And we're all going to be reassessed this year. And the tax man always is looking to grab a few extra dollars. Of course, cities are rebuilding fire stations and the municipalities and the libraries and everything good about the communities. But if your property taxes did go up, refinancing a lot of times can solve that problem. James, as real estate agents out there, I mean, these are some of the conversations that you have. I know they're not always the most comfortable ones, but James Silver, you'll tell us that families have to understand if they can afford the house now, yeah, the property taxes can get capped, but again, you will be reassessed on that new purchase you just bought.
Correct. And a good agent or loan officer is going to be able to pretty much figure out what the taxes are going to be after it's transferred to a new buyer. Basically, the taxable value will equal the state equalized value. So if the state equalized value, just easy numbers, is at 50,000, or the taxable value is at 50,000 and the state equalizes at 100, and your taxes are 2,000 a year, your taxes are going to double and they're going to be $4,000. So, I mean, you can, look at it. I mean, obviously call the municipality, make sure the millage rates didn't change, but general rule of thumb, I mean, you can, pull up the public records and, make an very educated, guess as far as where the taxes will be, and then you can call the municipality to get the exact numbers. But a good real estate agent and loan officer will be able to, let that prospective buyer know where that payment's going to be, and no one wants to see their payment go up $200-300. Then the
Right.
escrow is messed up, and then all of a sudden the payment they're wanting to collect, to have that nest egg built up, and then all of a sudden your payment goes up $400-500, and no one wants to see that, especially right now where we're at in this economy. So
Exactly. If you
just
haven't,
ask the right questions and work with the right people, and you shouldn't have an issue.
yeah, refinancing, like as Becky said, it's that opportunity, James, to really sort of reset that escrow account. And again, it's all part of home ownership. Is what's the future? What happens next year? What the year after that again? And home ownership has a lot of responsibility. That's why I think it's so important to have that team. So you're really building all your knowledge up. Again, we know, as being in the industry, the people that sit down and really build their knowledge bank and learn the process have a fun, exciting, they're knowledgeable. And then when opportunities like this to refinance come along, they're able to do it. So again, if you haven't called your lender, call us at Capital Mortgage Funding. We'd definitely like to talk about that refinance situation. And Becky, you mentioned it. There's no one else involved in that transaction. It's you and your lender. You can relax, you can breathe. Becky, you already can afford your house. And if there's an opportunity to crunch some numbers or consolidate some of your debt because you have equity or better your situation, go for it.
Yeah, I think another point that needs to be made is first-time home buyers, especially when they're doing their first refinance, whether it's an FHA, whatever your goals are. A lot of times they think they have to bring money to the table again, and that's also not true. If you have the equity in the home, we can structure the transaction so that way everything is rolled into the loan. Now, is that something that you have to do? No, absolutely not. If you feel comfortable bringing your closing costs, your prepaid, you can absolutely do that, but it is not required. The point is letting your biggest asset work for you. Save the money. You don't have to put money down, and let's get you out of that PMI if you're one of the people that can take advantage of that.
Harry
What's the
Barbarian,
current-
if you're
oh,
on the
yeah.
line here, you talk
Yeah.
to a lot of buyers and sellers daily. You're in the trenches. Why don't homes sell in Southeast Michigan? When things are really good, and again, I mean, things are a little interesting now, but what would be the reason? What still is out there? The number one lying reason why homes don't get sold, or why they just lay out there in the marketplace?
Well, number one is always price. That's a factor. But then again, that's a no-brainer for most real estate agents. A lot of them, 87.5% of them or something, fail because they just lower the price until a property is sold. But the James Silver team is different. We try to figure out a way to market the properties at such a price point that increases demand, and but it's truly price is the major factor. But we don't play games with these $399.9 and $499. What we try to do is market properties to the most amount of buyers with the properly priced strategy. There's no reason why right now any for sale by owner, any expired listing, or any unconditionally withdrawn listing should not list with the James Silver team for the next 3 months while we navigate this market. And the only thing I see different is, instead of spring happening right now, summer is the new spring. We're just in a different season. And there's going to be the pent up demand. So there is a silver lining in joining with the Silver team right now. And they want to call us 833-SELVER, SELLVER.
Hey,
Oh, I like
Harry and James, with you guys, there's always a silver lining, correct?
Well,
All
yeah.
right, so let me ask you again. I get the tough questions because I get paid to do
Oh,
it.
I was going to touch on.
I'm going to be a client right now. I'm going to be a client right now for James and Harry, and I'm going to say, you know what, guys? I'm going to hire you. So you ready? Let's just put my house on the market right now for the highest price and see what we get. How do you respond to that?
I mean, we can list a home, but do you want to sell the home? If you want to sell the home, this is where your comparable recent solds are. This is where we need to price it. If you don't price it properly right now, it's going to sit on the market. The buyer's perceived value will go down the longer it sits on the market. And once that happens, you're going to end up getting less than had you priced it right from the beginning. Not to mention, the house is sitting on the market. You have more mortgage payments. You got to, keep cutting the lawn, the utilities, all that, other things.
Get that
will
house
result
priced
in,
right and get it
owning
sold.
a home.
Hey, James Silver, we're up against a quick break. I like that.
Yeah.
Right. Price the house accordingly and get it sold in today's marketplace. You can't just leave the house on the marketplace. Soon you have to turn the air conditioner on. That costs you a couple $100 a month to start wasting money. All right. When we come back, 248-539-9797. If you're buying or selling real estate, give us a call. to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. You can reach us all week long, all day long too today. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage bank, 100-569-7283. We tell you all the time, you got to deal with local real estate agents. That's for sure. How about a local lender? Are you kidding me? Sure enough, we allowed that one seller of one of my clients buying a new house. They took the offer. The out-of-state lender has completely butchered the transaction. I won't say anything about, I won't even say it was Wells or something like that. It might have been. They butchered it with some stupid drive-by appraisal when there's no problem with getting into homes right now. There's a safe way to do it. They butchered it by, I don't know, 15,000. Now there's all sorts of turmoil. Folks, if you want to buy a house and have a seamless transaction, call the folks right here at Capital. That's all the professional athletes go. We'll hook you up at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. And gentlemen, we got James Silver and Harry Berberian from the Keller Williams team out there in Troy, the Somerset office. You guys are a lot of fun to work with. We talked a little bit about it. I don't want to give away all your secrets, but you guys talked about some pent up demand and how you list a house. And maybe get some more interest in the house by not necessarily listing the 350 house at 350. Maybe you guys listed at 339, and all of a sudden you get more and more buyers out there. And once they come into the house, they see it's got that brand new kitchen and that finished walkout basement. So maybe you guys are creating the excitement. Tell me a little bit about that.
Basically, we're looking, to price a property right at, market value, or maybe even, a little bit below. The goal is to get multiple offers, get, people putting, going to highest and best, people putting their best foot forward, on those offers, and, having multiple offers to decide, upon. And, once you have, multiple people engaged, that fear of missing out, people psychologically always want what they can, have. So a lot of times you'll end up getting more by pricing it, less than what you thought from the beginning. So that's why you need a professional to analyze, the whole situation. Make sure it comes to the market. You only get one chance to have that come to the market, properly, right out of the gate. And that's why you do need a professional more than ever right now, especially.
Yeah, James and Harry, a lot of buyers are willing, Harry B, a lot of buyers are willing. They say, look, I've seen all the houses out there. This is the one I want. They'll put a purchase agreement together with you guys and say, look, I need the house. I'm willing to bid, let's say $2,500 over, an escalation clause, and a $2,500 over their best offer. We are going to be seeing that kind of action again, just like we did over the last few summers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right before all this happened, we were still getting highest and best. And I mean, the market kind of did slow down November, December, which, it usually does of 2019. But I saw, it coming roaring right back. And like I said, earlier in this segment, that, it's, as soon as this, virus happened and everything was shut down, right before, I mean, we were, stronger than ever. I mean, I think we had 40 or 50 pendings at that time, myself and team. I mean, we were having our strongest year ever in my, 22-year career.
And even though we're going to have maybe a rougher quarter here, that, this quarter, there's no doubt that the beginning of the year was so great that we still are set up to have some really strong numbers in 2020s. And again, if you're thinking about buying or selling a house, definitely give us a phone call at either Capital Mortgage Funding or here at the studio. 248-539-9797 will get you set up the right way for sure. Want to throw this out there as we're talking about mortgages and real estate and financial things. Be very careful out there. These type of times of coronavirus, you're going to find a lot of scammers out there. This is the time where you really got to reach back out to your family and friends. And again, people aren't thinking straight. They're going stir crazy in their homes. So we definitely want to get them thinking straight and be very careful. A lot of people are calling you saying they're the stimulus check, the stimulus payment, instead of using the official term, economic impact payment and things of this nature. You don't know the language. You're hearing these cue words, and pretty soon you could do the wrong thing. You can give away your information. You can give away, again, your social security number and very valuable information. So a nice reminder out there, if you're smart and listening to the show, remind your friends and family, and especially the elderly who often get taken advantage of, that look out. There's all these scammers out there. And my phone still goes off with many, many of these scammers. It's funny, I haven't had those bad robocalls telling me about my car warranties in the last few weeks. Why, those things disappeared.
Yeah, because they're sending them all to me. That's why.
Okay. But
all right, that's why. But Harvey, that's a good point. Right now, people are going to try to take advantage of other people, especially elderly people. If you get something, a mass mailer, a crazy phone call regarding your mortgage, just give us a call and we will go ahead and we will sift through it. We'll let you know if it's legitimate or not legitimate. I'm telling you, you cannot just send your social security number and all your account information to somebody that you don't know. Use us as a sounding board. If we're not servicing your loan, it doesn't matter. We can always be your point person and point you in the right direction. So it's happening right now. I get the pieces of mail at my house. I get the phone calls all the time. I know if it's happening to me, it's happening to others because we are getting those phone calls.
Gentlemen, the real estate side too. That's why we always love the idea. I always say that best results, best practices, people living their best lives, they really learn what they're doing. And again, when you're selling a house, you've probably only done it 1 or 2 times in your lifetime. So there's no doubt about it that you may be given more information, really surprising people, I think, when you give them all the information. And I think most sellers out there, they really don't even know what it costs to sell their house. So I think that's all about it, is really get in front of those people. Tell me a little bit about how you guys go about meeting sellers and what you find to be the most interesting questions you hear from sellers nowadays.
Here, do you want to touch on it, or I mean, you're on
Well,
with
I
them
mean,
all.
I was just gonna say, yeah, there's an element of fear. I mean, we're kind of like, quote unquote, in a war right now with this COVID-19, and you know, to not exactly answer the question directly, but the James Silver team, we've been around for 22 years. Just James alone, we have a combined 100-year experience on our team. I mean, we've been through wars. We've been through financial wars, real estate meltdowns. We're battle tested, and right now we're in a war. I mean, and that's the thing. These sellers have got to appreciate that. They got to hire an expert right now, and why not hire a battle tested outfit that knows how to price properties and knows how to advertise it to the most amount of buyers, and not just work in the MLS. Not, just like an agent will put it on the MLS. We go way beyond that, to the most amount of internet outlets, which is pretty much where everybody is right now. So we have a competitive edge, and a lot of sellers, though, to answer your question more directly, they especially for sell buyers, that they don't realize that it doesn't cost that much to list with us, especially since I see a lot of these for sale by owners selling their properties for less on their own than they could have working with us, even after our commission.
Right. You see sometimes people giving away some of their profit. And at the end of the day, if you're selling your house out there, you want to do it on your own. Again, if you're then you're going to be buying a house anyhow. So it's sort of like hire that team to take care of all aspects. And again, so many people out there, you have to realize that if you are working on the buying side, you don't pay your agent on the buy side. Well,
Correct.
in 99% of the 99.9% of the transactions out there. But we have seen some interesting listings out there where there's no commission. So sometimes you've got to work around it. Also, if you see a for sale by owner, your professional real estate agent, we talked about for sale by owners, your professional real estate agent, Harry Berberian, James Silver, they can hire you guys. You can go to that seller and work out your own transaction with them, your own deal with them. And that way you're still getting that representation you truly need.
Correct. And I always tell sellers, it basically, is going to come down to that that closing number. I mean, what's the number that you're looking to get out of, at the closing? And if that dollar amount, however you reach it, is nothing else matters along the way. So if I'm able to get a commission, we're able to pay a buyer's agent a commission, and we're getting that net that you're looking for. I mean, let's get this property listed. So, and to touch on what Harry said, we're seeing a lot of for sale by owners, leaving a lot of meat, left on that bone. So, I mean, they probably could have gotten more, if it was, done professionally and marketed.
Talk to the real professionals. Yeah, definitely.
Correct.
Hey guys, that was our fastest hour. Sorry about all the echoing.
Wow.
But we've got sports coming up soon enough. We got Pat Caputo out in the lobby. I know he's getting ready to get in here. He's going to be talking a ton about sports. We got the Lions draft's been happening, the NFL. It's back. We got a little taste of some sports this week here. So I know all you listeners out there and all you ticket texters will be sending in. All right, keep it here on 97.1 The Ticket. We want to thank James Silver, Harry Berberian from the James Silver team, Keller Williams. And real quick, we'll wrap it up. Call us at Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800 Low Rate, the best mortgage banker. For Harry Glanz, Becky Ellie for calling in. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for calling in. Harvey Freed. We'll see you next Saturday.